You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Real Housewives of Orange County After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Real Housewives of Orange County After Show.
What's up, guys? It's Sterling Cates, and this is The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 9, Episode 1. Season premiere of episode for Season 9. You guys have been begging us to do Real Housewives of Orange County, and we are finally bringing it to you. Tonight it's just me in the studio, but next week we'll be coming full force with everyone in the studio, and Charlotte and CJ will be joining me as well. But just to catch up a little bit from Season 8, so we had Vicki come in, and so Vicki's divorce is finally finalized from Dawn. So everyone's pretty excited about that, but it kind of leaves the gray area for Brooks and her relationship with Brooks at the end of Season 8. We didn't really know where that landed, and Brianna, who is Vicki's daughter, obviously hates Brooks, but we still don't know, and Vicki is pretty vague about that. And then we have Tamra is coming back. But there's no Gretchen or Alexis this season. The new cast members are Shannon and Lizzie. We got to see Shannon a little bit in this episode, but they're waiting until the next episode to introduce Lizzie, so we're all excited about that. And we also have Heather, and she and her husband Terry. It starts the episode with them looking to build a new house, and that's when she meets Shannon to discuss about layouts and if she wants to do any design similarities to Shannon. But anyway, so Heather got asked to be a part of Hawaii 5-0, which is why the episode is called Hawaii 5-0. But she brings along Vicki and Heather, and so the three of them hit Hawaii, and it turns out that Heather is quite the third wheel on that trip. But she seems to want to have control and know it all, and she kind of puts the other two in positions where she wants them to. They said they feel stupid, but so she talked earlier about when she would have acting jobs, she felt bad about leaving her kids behind, but now she feels a little more comfortable doing that. But she's obviously very different from Vicki and Tamra, as they're talking about dancing on bars. They want to rent a Jeep, and she just kind of like, I don't want to dance on the bar, and she's hesitant to surf, but then she ends up being a pro at surfing randomly, which makes Vicki a little jealous and makes Vicki get a little frustrated when she can't get up. One of the funniest moments for me was when Vicki was trying to get up on the surfboard and she fell, and she was saying her knee was gushing blood, but it turned out just to be a little scratch, and Heather said, I think they can save the leg. So obviously a lot of drama and tension between mainly Heather and Vicki in the first episode, and it kind of all came into you can kind of all see it when they were arguing about a type of tree, and they made the most trivial argument seem so like such a huge deal. So that was their Hawaii trip. Tamra and Heather try to get a little bit out of Vicki about her relationship with Brooks, but she doesn't say much. That's in the preview for next week. And so at the beginning of the episode, we see Vicki. She has an empty nest now. Her daughter, Brianna, moved out. Her husband is in Afghanistan, and Brianna has a son, Troy, and she moved out 6 months ago, and she is pregnant again. She tells Vicki that they have to move to Oklahoma because her husband is getting orders to move there. And obviously Vicki hates it. She's even asked one of her employees, David, to move into her house just for companionship. So she obviously doesn't like to be alone. But so we're still trying to see what the deal is with her and Brooks, but Brianna hates Brooks, and we found that out at the end of season 8 when Brooks told Brianna, or told Brianna's husband, Ryan, that he should try to hit Brianna to get her to act differently, and that obviously didn't go over well, and that's just caused a lot of drama between Vicki and her daughter and Brianna and Brooks. So we're still waiting to find out about that. And then so Shannon is new to the show, and she seems very like a very free spirit, but she's out there. She's very holistic and really into health. She gets acupuncture 3 times a week. And you can tell there's a lot of tension between her and her husband, David, and they've been married for 13 years. She was born and raised in LA, went to USC, moved to Orange County, got married. They got pregnant together on their 3rd day into their honeymoon. So you can tell there's a lot of tension in their marriage, that they don't really spend a lot of time just together, her and David. She even said it's just like the same thing over and over. So you can kind of see that tension starting to build with her and her husband. She also, in addition to being really into health and really into just different holistic approaches to that, she is very green and all about the environment, and Heather kind of is skeptical about that. She's like, I'm pretty sure she colors her hair. And meanwhile, Shannon lives in this huge house, which can't be completely green. But so she has some quirks, but I think she'll be a fun addition to the show for sure. As far as Gretchen's concerned, she wasn't really brought up much at all. Heather and Tamra went on a hike, and Tamra said that Gretchen is dead to her at this point. So I don't think that she's going to be missed very much from the show. So other than that, in the trip to Hawaii, we got to see the 3 returners have some time together, but we didn't really get to see them interact much with Shannon, the new addition to the show. So I'm hoping that we'll get to see Lizzie, the other new addition. Apparently, she is a former Miss Kentucky. She's from the South. She's drop dead gorgeous. I'm interested to see how she interacts with the returning members of the Real Housewives. And so, and then Shannon and Heather have met before. So we saw them for when they were talking about the houses and all of that, but we haven't seen Shannon interact with Vicki or Tamra, and since they are the main ones to kind of impress on this show, I think that's going to be really interesting to play out. But so just so we listened to your comments, we are starting the Real Housewives of Orange County. I know it's season 9, and we're really excited to bring it back. But so if you guys can go on iTunes, rate and download this show, and if you like Real Housewives season 9, you'll like a lot of our other reality shows we have going on here. We do about 70 to 80 shows a week, and so please rate and comment 5 stars if you want. Please rate this comment so we can keep coming back with more Real Housewives of Orange County. And next week we'll have a full panel. We'll have a full discussion about it. But as far as predictions go, we can get into that.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So my predictions for this season, and hopefully coming up soon, well, obviously we got to meet Lizzie. She's the new one. We saw her in the promotions for next week, so they'll introduce her. I'm interested to see the dynamic between all of them, because she's kind of younger, she's beautiful, she's Southern, so we'll see about that. Brianna is moving to Oklahoma, she kind of hinted at, and I don't think Vicki is going to like this at all. I think she's going to feel abandoned, and I know that she wants to be able to spend time with her grandson, so it'll be interesting to see how her attention is diverted away from Brianna, who's in Orange County now, but now she won't be, so we know that's coming up this season. I'm really interested to see what happens with Brooks. Is Vicki still with Brooks? We're not really sure, and she didn't really give us any answers. She even said that she's unsure as to where they are right now, and everyone's really skeptical. And when they were in Hawaii and Tamra and Heather were talking about how they don't want Vicki to be with Brooks because of her well-being. To me, it seemed like they were just more curious, a little more nosy to know instead of concerned for her. But we'll see, and hopefully we'll get some answers about her and Brooke soon.
Now, I have a question for you.
What's your question?
This is Marissa from the booth, and I mean, I've never watched any of the Real Housewives franchise, but you are now talking about Orange County, and thank you, all of you who have been demanding the show. Here it is. You mentioned that there are 2 new housewives this season. What do you think they will bring to this season that the other housewives didn't? What can the fans look forward to for that?
Well, I think so we got to know Shannon this episode. We didn't get to see Lizzie yet, so I think they're waiting until next episode to introduce her and see what her dynamic's going to be like. But Shannon was really interesting for me. I think she's completely different than Tamra, Heather, and Vicki. So she'll definitely have a different perspective. Like I said, she's into the whole holistic approach, being environmentally friendly. And I don't think we see a lot of that on this type of show with all the materialism and that sort of stuff. So it's interesting to see those 2 worlds combined with Shannon. So I think that's what she offers that's a little different. And
do you think the differences will have anyone butt heads yet?
I totally think it'll butt heads. And we saw it for the promotion for next week. Everyone's crying. So I think that this season is going to definitely be packed full of drama. And Shannon was the one crying. So somehow she gets involved in the drama. And I've seen Vicki, she made a statement earlier to E, I think, about how this season is going to be. She promises lots of drama. So I'm interested to see. And Shannon, everyone was crying at the end of this first episode, giving us hints for next week. So I'm anxious to see what that's all about.
Very neat. And everyone does ask, who is your favorite housewives that you love to hate or love to love on any of these franchises?
So I'm not really loving Heather. I can say that for sure. I feel like she just is always like trying to make other people seem dumb, or she always has to know the answers. So she was definitely my least favorite for this first episode. I love to hate Tamra. She just keeps it real. I feel like she, for the most part, is she's friends with Heather, she's friends with Vicki. I think she kind of keeps them all together in that respect. But I mean, I love Vicki. She's the original. She's the OG of the OC. This show has been this is the first Real Housewife. She's been on it from the beginning. So I feel like we all just know her. We know her the best, and our dedication to her is what keeps her coming back. So
awesome. Sounds like a fun season to look forward to.
It will be. I think it's going to have a lot of drama. And I'm anxious to see how some of the drama that was going on at the end of last season, how it all plays out in this season 9.
Awesome. So where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Sterling Cates, SterlingCates. And I'm also on Love in the City for OWN and Mad Men. So I'm really excited about that.
Awesome. And you can find the other girls. They will be back next week for a full in-depth recap.
Yep, so we'll be back in full force next week with my 2 other lovely co-hosts who can't be here today. But we are all excited about Real Housewives of Orange County.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.